recognize Cecilia Lushton. Is Cecilia here? Or does she go home already? So many of you know Cecilia, and she does some incredible things behind the scenes. And one thing that I want you to know she does is we get a report up from the county every day of everybody who requests an absentee ballot, right? And you've seen those numbers where we had absentees of like, what was the 2,500, 3,000 was the vote? She sends cards to every one of those absentee voters that have our candidates' literature on them. So she gets it that day, she addresses them, she puts them in the mail, and she does that all by herself, okay? And that's another incredibly important thing because it gets our candidates' faces in front of those absentee voters right away. So if you see Cecilia again, do thank her.
Yeah.
I also want to thank Corey Hunter. Corey's our treasurer, and we push a fair bit of money through this office this year between the election and through the state convention we had here this summer. And she does those reports, and I don't even think about them. They're all perfect, and we never get in trouble. And she also helps coordinate all the office. So Corey, I really want to thank you for that.
The Young Dems.
The Young Dems. Well, the Young Dems, it's really wonderful to have you here. Thank you for calling. Thank you for knocking on doors. Where's John Fish? Is he around behind somewhere?
He just left. He's
just left.
Back.
So John's one who did a lot, worked with Kurt's campaign. I don't know all your names. I hope you stay active with us over the years you're in town, and I hope you stay here longer. So thank you.
Thank you.
That's where Ann came from.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Well, and thank you, Dave, for all the stuff that you've done.
I'd also really like to recognize our three sort of new candidates this year who are running first time, or four new candidates for office for the first time. One's Henry Ann Westberg, our first victor of the year. It's so nice to have our county clerk to be part of our party. I think we can do things to extend voting on campus to raise our turnout better if we can. So, Henry Ann, I'm looking forward to working with you in the next years.
Thank you for all your help.
Thank you. And then I want to thank Kurt Obermeyer and Tom Lamar. Where are you guys? One real measure of how hard the candidates are working is how many doors they knock. And Tom's over 2,000 doors in the county, and Kurt's at like 1,200 doors, I think, is about the number. Is that about right? Yeah. So that's a lot of door knocking, and that takes a lot of both energy and commitment to go do that.
You know what it's like? It's like asking somebody for a date 40 times.
And I'd like to recognize Gary Obermeyer, he's running for legislature, and his campaign person here. It's really nice that we're representing the whole county as we run for office now. That's really good. And finally, I'd like to thank Paulette and Dan for running again this year. It's really good. I was looking at the door knocking data last night, and Paulette's campaign, I think, made 4,000 IDs this year with 8,000 doors. So that's a huge number that helps every candidate and helps us in the next election and the next election after that. so that's really something. Okay, and finally, I hope she didn't leave. Shirley, are you still here?
She's here.
I hope,
User.
Shirley, I hope Shirley could come up here and say a few words.